Good morning, good morning, good morning, good cold morning. It's wicked cold here in Franklin, Massachusetts. It's 4 degrees at my house, 4, but it feels like minus something. I don't know. It's one of those winter days where everything is still and crisp and the snow is just so frozen. Of course, it's frozen. Anyway, it's just crazy how cold it is. But that's what's happening in our neck of the woods on this January 30th, 2026. Can you believe February is 2 days away? Holy moly mackerel. How did that happen? Jeepers. It's just amazing how fast time just zips right by. But anyway, today is going to be a little bit different because, of course, last week I canceled classes because of the weather. But I'm not going to cancel classes for next week, assuming we don't get any kind of craziness. Good morning. It is 10 o'clock officially. So if you are with me too, please just pop on and say hi. And share it with your friends too. That would help me a lot. Anyway, so as I was saying, because classes, I canceled them because of the weather last week. I'm not going to cancel next week, even though it's going to be cold. We are New Englanders, and we will fight through this. Good morning, Jan. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is it in your neck of the woods? I was telling everybody just a minute ago, it was 4 degrees here when we woke up this morning. So cold. It's that just bitter, 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 bitter cold. But how cold is it there? Oh, and I also have to tell you that I've been getting a lot of texts and emails about my live, and I just have to remind you, I don't think there's anything I can do about it. When somebody posts a comment, it takes a couple seconds for me to see it, and then especially if I've ended the live, then I see other comments that have come afterwards. So anyway, that's the story there. All right, it's 10 o'clock. Let's get started. Okay, so I did have a number of people who wanted to see the shaker card again. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to just do a little recap too. So I do have a few people who are going to be coming to make these little cards. Cool and rainy. Ooh. Hey, Beth. Good morning to you, Beth. I got my Canadian friends, Beth and Jan, with me this morning. Cool and rainy. Wow, that's great. Geographically, I have no sense of where you are as far as the weather is concerned. But I'm glad it's not 4 degrees like it is here. Anyway, getting back to the cards. So I do have a number of people who are coming to make these and to make a couple of other Valentine cards, which is absolutely fine. And then, so as far as last week, what we were going to be doing on this week, Monday and Tuesday, were these cards. The shaker card, which I am going to repeat today. No snow, -2. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, -2 degrees. Whew! It's almost as, we're almost as cold. And then here is another one. This was one that I used, that geometric template, which I absolutely love. So I did this one. This is the horizontal orientation. Then I did this one, which is the vertical orientation. I did this one, which is the vertical. And I did this one, which is the vertical and the hot dog fold, by the way. So today I'm going to show you them because you know how I am about geometrics, but let me just move these out of the way. And I'm going to get this in, and I'm going to show you this one because I loved it. This is a stamp set that I'm using that I haven't used in 100 years. It's called Tune In. It's so stinking cute. It's retired. I'm sure it's retired. But it's got the television. You could put the little messages on, like this one, stay tuned for an important message. And then on the inside, happy birthday, which is exactly what I did on this card. So the base is, here's the base, and then on the inside I put happy birthday in boho blue. And then I took some cards, some DSP. Let's get this out. And this was, what, I don't even know. This is Poetic Expressions DSP. So as I told you last week, I love shaker cards too. Oh, what is your first name at Zumato too? Welcome, 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 welcome aboard this morning. Yeah, tell us where you, your first name and where you're from, or you can say your whole name, whatever. All right, so then I took a piece of this Poetic Expressions. This is a combination of boho blue, white, mossy meadow, and a whole bunch of other colors, bubble bath on the back. Anyway, it's a 3-inch square, and then you bisect it. When you bisect it, you're going to get the ability to, just north of Seattle. Oh, wow. Wow, and you're early too. That's very nice of you to pop on so this morning. Thank you for joining in. I'd love to have you come every week. I love my peeps. You know what? I really think I should do a thing about a map and see where everybody comes from. That would be kind of cool. Of course, maybe I'd have to learn how to do the graphics. There's the technology again. Anyway, all right, here's the first triangle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it right down to the bottom like that. Whoops, let me get that in. Just a little bit correct here. You really do have to be precise with this. There we go. That will work. And then I'm going to take this piece, -2 degrees in Canada, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Holy moly. I guess really the number doesn't matter. If it's cold, it's cold. If it's hot, it's hot. If it's something in between, you're lucky. All right, here we go. So here's the top piece that I'm going to put on. And again, I'm going to make sure that I get it exactly where it needs to be. On that point and on this point. Whoops, pull this over just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now look at how pretty that is, just like that. Then I took a piece of the boho blue and then I took a piece of the corresponding DSP, which I love. I love these little flowers, kind of like a fleur-de-lis. This is in Mossy Meadow and this is in boho. So I already attached this. So then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put it on here. Now, I think on this one, yep, I'm going to put this on flat. Not so cold though. It's not as cold as this, that's true. But I've got the fireplace going and it's just, we're very, very lucky. We consider ourselves very lucky that we haven't lost any, hey, Paula, good morning, good morning, good morning. You're watching me on the big screen. Okay, all right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece on, and I want to make sure that I have the flowers up, which I do, and then I'm going to bring this in so that I get it exactly, so the points are exactly lining up with the points of this piece here. So I have to do this very carefully because you want to make sure that it just aligns. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. So I want to make sure that this point intersects with this angle here, and this point does there, and that on the top, just like that. Okay, so there's that. And then what I did was, yes, as I said before, I took this stamp that says stay tuned for an important message, and this I'm going to put on with dimensionals. So I think I'm going to use 4, maybe 5. Yeah, we'll put 5 on it, just because we can. I like that. Yeah, Paula, it is cold. Hoo, 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 on the big screen. I didn't know that that was your email, Zuma. We'll have to talk about that. That must have a significance. All right, so this is going to go on here, and I'm going to make sure that I get this nice and even. You know how I feel about some things have to be exactly correct, and that looks pretty good to me. All right, press that in. Then I'm going to take some of these silver metallic gems, and I'm going to put a few on, hither and yon. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put one down here like this, and then I think I'm going to put the smaller ones. How about if I put one like right here? Let's see. Where should I do this? Maybe I should do, it's my YouTube. Oh, it's your YouTube name. Oh, okay. Thank you, Paula. See, you learn something new every single day. Actually, let's put, do I want to put it here? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to put one here, and then I'm going to put another one. Let's see. If I put another one maybe like right here. I kind of like that. What do you think, folks? What do you think? Easy peasy? I love it. Stay tuned for an important message. Happy birthday. I love it. And then I'll probably take some of this DSP or this for the envelope flap and make it. But I absolutely love this Geometrics. I love it. So we have a whole bunch of those. So if people do not respond as far as what colors they want, I'll just have a whole bunch of these next week made up. I'll have a lot of these. I'll have a lot of these. I'll have some of these. I don't have a lot of that paper left. And I have some of this and some of this. So hopefully I'll be able to appease everyone. But I just thought I'd make this again because I love Geometrics and I have the paper. And I was up early this morning because I couldn't sleep again last night. Oh. Anyway, okay, so let's get back to the shaker card. I did have a bunch of people said, can you please do the shaker card again? So yes, we'll do this again. So let me bring in the bases of what we need here. So here is the base of the basic white cardstock, and then I took a piece of real red and ran it through the scalloped contours die, which happens to be the largest one. Then I took a piece of Bubble Bath, and I made sure that this piece of Bubble Bath was going to fit quite nicely inside the frame of this scalloped contour piece. This piece happens to be, let's measure this. This is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So now the trick is, what we're going to do is take a cello bag and we're going to put this into the cello bag. Now this is really important that you make sure when you put this in, what a cool, thank you, Beth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like it too. Okay, so when you put your paper into your cello bag, you really want to make sure you get it all the way down to the bottom and all the way over to the left or right-hand side as tightly as you can. And once you've done that, what you want to do is you want to fold this over and you want to take some tape and make sure you can tape this thing down nice and securely. All right, like such. Just like that. Now, I'm going to take my snips. I'm going to take, I'm going to take my snips. And I'm going to cut this off right here because you really don't need all of this piece like that. You can get rid of that, okay? So now the fun is that you're going to add your shaker bits into the card. Now, what I did last week, and I'm going to just remind you again this week, the Sweet Bees bundle comes with these really cute little, actually it's not Sweet Bees, I forget what it is. But anyway, it comes, if you choose to get the sweet, you can get these cute little hearts, sprinkles, and little love letters. But I know that I'm going to have a lot of people who are going to be making this shaker card. So what I also did was I added some red round, both metallic and matte color gems, like glass beads. And then I had all of these sequins in the Bubble Bath colors as well. So yes, so then I put them into a little container like such, mix them all up, and there I've got my mixture. Okay, so now, oh, and here's a piece of red. I think what happened with some of my red glass beads, they must have gotten contact with a little bit of adhesive because they're sticking together, but I can break them up, so like that. Okay, so last week when we were doing this, I put in 3 spoonfuls. However, we decided that 3 spoonfuls was too much, so I'm going to put in 2. So here's the first, and here is the second. It's a nice heaping spoonful. There you go. All right, let me get this out of the way. Move that way back so I don't spill it. And look at how cute that's going to be. Now that I have my shakers in, now it's time to fold this top piece down and glue it down with some adhesive, some Scotch tape as well. Now, you don't want any Scotch tape on the front, so you have to be really careful that you just get it on the back like that. And then when you come over here to this piece, I can trim this little angle out like that because you don't want it, you want to reduce some of the bulk and you don't need all of that at the end. And you certainly don't want it peeking through on this side. So I'm just going to carefully put that piece of tape right like that. Okay, so there it is. How cute is that? So there is the shaker pot. Now, the next thing I recommend is that you use tear tape for this because you really want to make sure this thing stays down quite nicely and doesn't pop up. So I'm going to take my tear tape and I'm going to put it on all 4 angles just like this. Like this. Now, everybody knows next month is going to be a great sign-on month. So if you have friends who want to be demonstrators and either join another demonstrators team or join my team, which I'd love to have you come to me, it's a great sign-on because if you sign on, you're going to get the new stamping position tool for free. You lucky people, for free. All right, so let's finish this. Here is my shaker card. I'm going to bring my base back in, and I'm going to make sure that I get this exactly where it needs to be, because now that I've got tear tape on there, you've only got really one shot, because if you put it on a little cattywampus, it is a tad difficult to get it off and reposition it. But there you go, like that. Perfect. All right, now I'm going to press all the way around. And I'm going to try not to press any of my gems. There we go, like that. Cute, cute, cute. Now, you could use the adhesive strips to make a shaker card with a piece of window sheet. You could. But look at how easy this is. Okay, Paula, you got it. Look at how cute and easy this is. And there is your shaker card. Look at how sweet. Isn't that just... I mean, I just think it's so darn cute. I love it. All right. So then the last thing I'm going to do, and I know I forgot to do this last week, is to put on my little bow. I took the 1/8 inch really pretty ribbon, bubble bath ribbon, and I'm going to take one of my glue dots, and I'm going to put this glue dot right at the top of my contoured piece that I cut out with the die, and then I've got my little bow right here, and I'm just going to stick that on like that. How adorable is that? Isn't that cute? Cool idea. Thank you, Beth. Okay, so there is that. Now, I did say that I'm going to share something with you, a sneak peek. So I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing next week. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but this is called a Dutch card, a Dutch door card. It's an oldie but a good. I absolutely love it. And I saw Susan Camfield did a wonderful tutorial. She's a great demonstrator to follow. And she did a wonderful tutorial on how to make these. These are wicked easy and wicked cute. So we're going to be doing this next week, Monday and Tuesday, and we're going to be using the new Lovely Stripes embossing folder. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? And you can see that this is this panel down here. And I've got a little tip with using this because it's really a very thick embossing folder, and you need some guidance with that. So I'll show you how to do that. But this is easy, and I'm going to make a whole bunch of different cards with this. Whoops, let's get that little piece of paper off. So there's the happy birthday, and I used also the product of the month from last week, from this month actually, which is called the Fabulous Sayings, which I love. So if you purchase, if you do an order through Stampin' Up, you can also purchase this product of the month for only $5. It's a deal. I mean, you get 11 stamps for $5. That truly is a deal. So I happen to like the one that says Happy Birthday, and I copied it pretty much from what Susan did. I also used some of the washi tape, the evergreen washi tape, and cut that out and used that just like she did as well. So on the inside, the outside, I put Happy Birthday. I put a few little embellishments on the inside to a fabulous friend, and then here's the envelope. So we're going to be doing that a week, this next week. The week after Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be doing the shaker cards, and we're going to be doing the geometric cards. So that is it, my friends. This was fast. It was quick because I had already had these things already made. And I just did, to show you another one. I love this one. Isn't that pretty? That paper is so lush. I love it. And then, of course, this is the one that I just did this morning, which I love, too. I think that's great. Really great. I speak. It's really great. That's what happens when you don't sleep. Oh, I'm telling you, I was up 5 times last night. 5 times. And here is this one. And then, of course, we're with the shaker card. The shaker cards are so much fun. Okay, so that's that, my friends. So don't forget, next week we will be into February. It's a great time to sign on as a demonstrator. You get the new Stampin' Up! Stamping position tool. Let me bring this over so you can see this. Here it is, the stamping positioner tool. I just took it out of the box. It just came late last night. Boy, was this thing cold when UPS delivered it. Holy moly mackerel. It was so cold it was hurting my hands. But anyway, here is a plate. Here is the master plate. Here are the magnets that go with it. And if you want, you can get also the grid paper that goes with it, which I'm going to play with later on today. But I think this is fantastic. So this is a great new tool from Stampin' Up. And if you sign on as a demonstrator, you get to get this free. Free! I had to pay for it, but you're going to get it for free. So that is it for today. It was fast. It was fun. I'm going to stay warm. I hope you do too. I will see you next Friday. I've got 2 fun cards. Well, you've already seen sneak peek with one, and then I've got another one that I'm going to show you next week. And we'll continue with Valentine's. Probably, maybe I'll do another Valentine next week too. We'll see what happens on Monday, Tuesday of this week. And then we'll think about St. Patrick's Day, and we'll think about Easter. All right, my friends, have a great week. Stay safe, stay warm.